All right. Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome to my live session. For those who are actually, whether you're watching live or catching replay, I appreciate you. All right. Just before we start for today's topic and with our special guest, just let me do a short introduction of myself for those who are new to my page or catching time. So, hi, my name is Joan. I'm from Singapore. I'm a working mom to a coming 9 months old baby. Yep. And I'm actually in the events industry with 13 over years of experience. And during this Go Live, right, I'll be like hosting a 12 episode series whereby I will focus on sharing on the questions that I receive regarding to this digital online business, and also answering them, and also maybe sharing more information with you on what is it all about. And so hoping to guide, assist, and also educate like-minded parents exploring side hustle like me. Okay, so today I'm really very honored to have a very, very, very special guest with us, and her name is Jeline. So just maybe a simple introduction for myself about Jeline before she go in depth on her own. So Jeline is actually one of our very successful and inspiring leader in our digital business community. And today we have her here to actually share about her journey in this digital journey. So let me bring Jeline to the screen. Hello,
Hi,
Jeline.
John. Hello, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for accepting my invitation, and really,
My
really very excited to
pleasure.
have you joining us today for the midweek with Ajon.
It's already midweek. We're halfway there.
Yes, we are halfway there. Okay, so maybe I will just put on the camera over to you, the limelight over to you, and maybe you can do a self introduction to everyone.
Sure. Thank you, John. So, hi, everyone. My name is Jeline. I am from Singapore as well, and I am a mother of two children. I have a girl who's 12 this year, going through the PSLE, and I have a boy who's 10 in P4 this year. So, besides a stay-home mother now, I am also a proud digital business owner and mentor, supporting other business owners in their business journey, especially helping other mothers who were like me before, who are bound to a desk-bound job, to help them build a passive income from a digital business, and then slowly steering them towards being able to, stay home with their kids eventually.
Yeah, that's what my goal also.
Mm,
Okay, so actually in my last episode, right, our previous
mm,
episode, I talked about my big why. And so, Jolene, my first question to you. So, what is your why? And actually, how do you get to know about this online business?
mm. I have been in this online business for 29 months now, so close to 3 years. And back then, 29 months ago, I actually came across this business while I was serving my notice after tendering my resignation from a previous job. So in that in the previous resignation that I tendered, it was also a desk-bound job. I was a personal assistant to a director in an accounting firm. So back then it was like during the COVID times. So then what happened was that it happened to be a very new thing that everyone was going through, where we were so-called locked down and everyone had to work from home, and the children also had to do HBL, home-based learning from home. So everything was very new to both the adults and the children. And for somebody who couldn't multitask much like myself, I'm still learning as I go along. It was a tough period for me having my children with me at home at the same time, because I have to juggle, guiding them in their work while they are at home with me, and also working on my own work tasks at home as well. And then besides that, I also have to, use pockets of the time to prepare their meals and stuff like that, because, that meals was also a problem last time, where you cannot really go out and eat. So
Correct.
I was like octopus all over the place. Then, with all the mommy here and there, that I always like ask my children, how come you all can mommy me non-stop in a day one? I don't understand. I don't know whether other mothers feel that, but yeah. So at that point of time, as time goes, I was almost on the verge of a burnout myself because it was tough for me when I felt like I was a candle, burning on both ends like that.
Mm,
It's like on work on the aspect of work, I couldn't I wasn't exactly productive and efficient. I couldn't really meet the expectations of my boss at work. And then at home, I feel like I am just there physically for the children at that point of time, but then I still had to be working at the same time. So I was like, just there physically, but I was not able to give them my undivided attention to really be there for them in terms of like helping them with their work or even cater to their other needs. So it felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything on either
mm,
ends, whether it was work or home. So it kind of like took a toll on me. And as all these emotions built up, the confirmation or the wake up call came from my girl who was then 10 years old, P4 that time. So
mm,
to them, their understanding of like work was like I mommy only work until 6 o'clock. So they
mm,
didn't have the idea like, or with the children at home, I have to look after them also. So I got to juggle my work and them. And then certain things that I can't finish during the course of the day, I had to work on it after dinner or even when they are asleep and things like that. So a lot of instances, her only gauge was when she still sees me replying to emails and churning out my Excel reports and all. After 6 p.m. So I was still on the laptop. So to her, if it is after 6 o'clock and I'm still in front of the laptop, I'm still working. So it
mm,
came so to her, she started questioning, like, mommy, it's already 6 o'clock. Why are you still working? So one time, two times, and then it came more frequent. It became more frequent after that until it became kind of like a wake up call for me that I wasn't handling the situation very well. It's like my children
mm,
were not getting a piece of me. My bosses and my boss and my colleagues at work were also trying to get a piece of me. So I was like, I'm like all over the place, but not giving any side all of what I could give. So it kind of like make after a few times when my girl actually so called complained like why am I still working after 6 p.m. I started to
mm,
sit down and think about wanting a change as to like it's time that I make a decision to see what I want to do after that. So it was like okay, I'm at this point whereby I am neither here or there. So
mm.
what do I want to do? Am I going to continue, being like, like 无头苍蝇 like that, like I'm not accomplishing anything on both ends. And then what is the reason I'm working hard for? So the reason why I was working hard, 打一份工, 赚钱 is for my
Yeah.
children, is to provide for the family, to provide for my children. And if I had to choose at that point of time between work or my children, then I would choose my children. So my children was my biggest why, because the reason why I work hard is also to provide for them. So if I reach a point whereby I had to choose between work and family, one of it, then I think I would choose my children, my family. And that was how I came to a point to decide that okay, if rather than not being able to fulfill the expectations of my work or my family on both ends, I will just choose one and just focus and my energy and my attention on one. And between work and family, it will be family. So that was how I actually tendered my resignation back then in 2021. Yeah, end of the year in about November. And then it was during that time where I was serving my 2 months notice period that I started to like look around for options as to what I could do after my 2 months notice is up. It's like by then, if am I going to go on with another job? So if I am going to go on with another job, it's going to be the same vicious cycle
Yeah.
whereby I'm going to be again overwhelmed with not being able to juggle my time that well, and then I'm going to be like feeling like a candle burning on both ends again. So it's the whole I was like thinking I cannot go through the same cycle. If I have to go back to that, then I must make sure I also find alternative like options that I can explore for me to work smarter. Best still is if I can find something that can allow me to actually so-called work from home while putting my children first. At that point of time, I was thinking, 如果有这样好的事就好. So, just a thought. And then that's how I started, like looking and scrolling through my social media. And that was how one of the nights during my me time after they were sleeping and I was scrolling through, I actually chanced upon my coach and mentor's post, who's Maybelline. And then through the IG post that I saw, I actually checked out. And it ticked off everything I was looking for. Yeah, so it's like you can be a mother, you can still have your career, you don't have to choose your career, and you don't have to choose between career and family. With something that you can start on the side, earning you passive income. This passive income will eventually surpass your active income and give you the option to decide if you want to stay on with your full-time job. So it sounded very good because it was something that I was looking for, where I wanted so-called an option where it worked around my schedule as a busy mother instead of me trying to work around the work schedule and then still trying to fulfill my mother duties at the same time. So at that point of time, it was like, really got such thing, man. So like, sounds a bit too good to be true. A bit skeptical, but let's see. So let's find out to see whether 有没有这样好，自己 find out 就懂. Yeah, so that was how I got to know about this online business about 29 months ago.
I can totally understand because back then during COVID, right, everything was locked down, and then you cannot go anywhere. Okay, back then I do not have my boy yet, but I can understand in the sense that my husband is also locked with me in that place, right? So with him as an adult already, I really cannot take it already. You got to face him 24/7, and then instead of mommy, he's like, babe, can you do this, babe? Where is this? Babe. I was like, sometimes I just like, can you just go toilet or just leave me alone, or just try to find out what can we order for dinner later or something like that. It's like mental stress or during that period. So I can totally imagine if you having your two kids, and at that point of time they also wanted your attention, and people always say at that can work from home, but actually the fact is that we are actually working longer hours if we are working
yes, that was what happened to me. I realized that working from home wasn't really working well, because it seemed like I don't know, but even when you have your laptop at home with you, last time before you were so-called working from home during the COVID times, once I leave the office, if anything work related come in, I can have the excuse that my laptop is in the office, I can't work on it now. Everything is in my laptop, and all I can only work on it when I return to the office tomorrow, but not anymore when you are working from home and you have your work laptop with you. So then it also becomes, I guess, it kind of like your bosses also can't help it, but knowing that you have your work laptop with you, they will tend to expect that you are able to work on their request even if it come in after work hours.
Yeah, correct. Because I'm
Correct.
still receiving a text. Hey, sorry, Joan. I know from a boss. Sorry, Joan. Can you? I know it's really off after 6, but can you send this document to me like urgently?
Correct.
That was
And
like,
then once you start doing it the first time, once you start so-called like spoiling your boss the first time, then the second time will come, and then it will become, like 理所当然 already that you
yes,
are supposed to be, giving me what I want when I
correct.
ask for it. And if I ask for it and you don't, then I kind of like, why are you not doing your work? But
Hmm.
somehow they kind of forget that it's after work hours. And
Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
but
And it's
because
slowly become
everybody
a
was
hobby
so new
anymore.
to all this, yeah, working
Yeah,
from home
lor.
thing, correct. So it was
Right.
it was something that was so new to both the adults and the children, and it wasn't working well in my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, right, with a new family in member in the family, right, with a kid of my own, right, I now totally understand like how a mommy feels. And yes, my boy is also my big why, because like previously, right,
Mm,
when you don't have kids, you kind of like YOLO YOLO, you don't
yeah.
really have something. Okay, yes, I do concern and care for my husband, but he's an adult, self-sufficient. Don't really need to
Correct.
think so much about it, right? And then like
Mm,
at that point of time, I was thinking like, oh, okay, Lord, if I lost my job or I got retrenched, or during the period, I could just pick up multiple jobs, law, like I
mm,
sign up for Grab, delivery or something. I can do multiple things because I have
right.
that flexibility and time, because I don't need to have 90% of my attention to someone else now, right? As compared to now, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
it wasn't a wake up call for me. And I just think that, yeah, just pull through. And at that point of time, we don't know how long COVID will last. We thought it's like the
Yes.
SARS period, it's just, oh, okay, that 1-2 months, then, okay, things will come back.
Yeah. Who
We didn't
knows?
know
It
that,
went
yeah,
on for so many years. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like then after that, like so when after that you have kid already, I start to think back, also like thinking like, what if there is another COVID comes again? How
Mm.
like
Yes.
how
Are we prepared for it this time?
correct. And somehow with the industry, the nature of my industry, right? It's so dependable on physical events. It's so
I
dependable on
understand. I was in events management before as well. So yeah,
so
I
you
feel
understand
you.
where I'm coming from.
In my
Yeah,
younger
correct.
days when I didn't have children or family, I could still do events, but not anymore.
Correct. So that's why
Mm.
like it just trigger like me during my maternity leave, when I start to like, I guess also plus because of the hormones, the raging hormones.
Yeah.
I started to think a lot like a lot of what if, and like what if after, like is
Mm.
that, so I start to get a bit jittery, like, a bit anxious and paranoid, like what if it happens again, like this time round
Yeah.
I will have a boy,
We would want to
so
be more better prepared for
right,
it as
better
well.
prepared, and then like I need a safety net that I can fall back on. Like it may not be a 100% foolproof right now, but at least something I can fall back on for the time being, while I
Yes.
try to get things and make ends meet and all that, right?
Right.
Instead of suddenly pum, and then like,
Yeah.
how, yeah. So it's like, what if my boy hungry, then I can go hungry, but my boy cannot, ma.
Correct. Yeah,
Right,
that's
well,
that's
because
the that's the weight on the mother's shoulders every time.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Because if I want to go out and take up multiple jobs, right? I
Mm,
still need to put him in the infant care there, and all these are all
mm,
expenses, right? So that is why also like it's a really like hit on my head, and like, hello, wake up already, like you need to think about doing something. And same thing,
yes.
I happened to chance upon this opportunity, and I am really so glad that I'm really in this, because it's really so different from what I expect, like people saying that like you're doing a side hustle, everything has to start on your own, you have to scramble and I find, but nice that like in this business, like we have like mentors like you guys, like you, like to guide us along, like to also like teach us and point us to the correct and in short 是让我们少走弯路啦。
Yes, correct. And
Correct.
that is actually what that is actually the main reason why I can stay on in this business for so long, because of the support. Because even though we are individual business owners in this business, um, the support that we are getting is totally different. So I also had tried my hands on small businesses last time, trying to be my own boss also in the past. But with those kind of like things that I set up last time, it was very much a one-man show where I got to do everything myself. Not only that, there was like selling involved. I have to deal with like logistics. I have to deal with stock inventory. I got to deal with delivery and stuff like that. So everything was like a one-man show on myself, and it took up more time than I expected it to free me off. So I started a business trying to free me of many things, so that I could like earn something on the side. But then it ended up taking more of my time, so it didn't work out. And being a one man show thing, when I actually meet with roadblocks, then I end up with no support. I got to hand over my license and say, nah, let you have it. So I end up giving up whenever I meet with roadblocks and there's no solution, there's no support. I will just give up. So that was how I couldn't last long in all the little things that I did last time. But with this business, it was different. Like you say, this the support that we get from the business, from our mentors, our leaders, our coaches, and even other business partners is really so different. And the support is really so strong that you just don't feel that you are alone in it.
Correct.
Everybody is like helping, even though we are all individual bosses of our own, but we are all moving and progressing together, helping each
Yeah.
other. So that is something that is the draw that kept me in the business for 29 months and still going strong. And at the same time, because of the support that I have received, I am also giving it back, so-called paying it forward by providing support to the team as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
because
really grateful for the support as well.
because it's really amazing. Because it's like in the corporate world right now, right? So it's very hard to find even a colleague to willing to lend a helping hand if you have any roadblocks and all, right? So 人是自私的 everybody will want themselves to do well. Yeah, so everybody will still give you maybe 50% and hold back another 50%, right? That's
Yes.
how like the corporate yeah, but in here like everybody's like show hand, like you like just take whatever we have learned, just take all the knowledge, as long as you're willing to learn all that, just take all the knowledge.
Correct. It's really
Yeah.
very different. I
Correct.
love how there is no politics, no toxic
Totally agree.
in the community. That's something that keep me here for so long. It's something that I'm really very thankful for as well. Yeah.
Correct. I totally agree with you on that. Okay, maybe come on to my next question to you. So, okay, right now I know that you have already fired the corporate world. All right, and from a working mom to a full-time present mom now. So, what's the difference? I just to like opportunity for you to let us know, and also to share with the audience, how what's the difference now, and because I'm really very inspired to be like you. I get the corporate world one day also and be a present mom for my boy, because I really don't want to miss all his milestones. I really feel a bit bad that sometimes the mom guilt. Yeah, when the teacher tell me say like, oh today Dan actually stood up by himself. I was like, okay, the teacher sorry. I was like, oh okay, today Dan something today. I'm not the first one to witness it.
Correct. I actually totally feel you, because that was what I went through as well. I missed, even though I'm always very proud to tell people that I didn't have confinement nanny, or I didn't have anybody help me with my children. I was the one who took care of them single-handedly for that 4 months before I returned to work after maternity leave. But after returning to work, after the 4th month, everything everything was gone. It's like the bond that I built with them, and then my mother took over caring for them. And then, like what you say, I will receive message or videos that start having the first tooth liao lah, or start standing up, start flipping over, start crawling, and even their first steps. All this we missed.
Yeah.
So it's like then even though I was the one who actually knew them so well, or care for them for the first 4 months, but I missed out all the important milestones after that. So, and we cannot reverse time. They are only young ones. Yes, I can only look back on the videos and the photos to relive the moments, but I will not be able to be the one that witness it firsthand myself. And so because of that, I realized that I also didn't, at that point of time where I had to choose between work and family, that was also one of the factor why I chose my children, my biggest wife, because I have, like you say, I have missed already a lot of their growing milestones, and I don't want to miss more of it. There's only so many growing milestones left in their life for me to be a part of before they 展翅高飞 and don't want
You're
your
not needed
presence
anymore.
with them anymore. Yeah. So then I realized that I don't want to miss out anymore already. So when I first came to the business, I set a 5-year goal for me to. I am also very inspired by the other mommy digital business owners in the community who are able to, so-called switch from being, as in like have the option to leave their full-time job and stay home with their children with the help of this business. So they were my inspiration as well when I saw that, a lot of them could do it. And I wanted to be one of them as well. Like how you feel right now, you are inspired, you wanted to be the same. So I was in your shoes. I was also one of them who was inspired and wanted to have it happen to me as well. So then when I came into the business, I set a 5-year goal, hoping to achieve that within 5 years. As in like by the 5-year mark in the business, I hope I reached the point whereby my full-time job becomes an option and not a must-have in order to sustain the expenses in the family. So thankfully, with the help of this business, I actually managed to do it by the 2nd year. So and I could so-called bring forward my retirement plan, and it happened to be so timely because at this year happens to be a major milestone for my elder one. She's in P6, so going through her PSLE this year, and this is one milestone that I would want to be involved in, as a mother, and it came so timely that I was able to choose to leave my full-time job to stay home with them, and at this crucial so-called growing milestone whereby it also happened to be her major exam, and I can be there for her also. So the biggest difference now is that I still have bosses. I always tell people I just switched from having adult bosses. Now I have two junior bosses, my children who are like in charge of my annual leave and stuff like that. Now my time off and annual leave. But I guess the biggest difference now is that it, it feels very different. The sense of fulfillment and the sense of um, involvement of being able to be there for them now, even though like in terms of academic, I can't coach them, but I'm able to chip in by just being around, like giving them my presence, which they need and they want at this point of time. So I would say that they have been happier after seeing the switch from me being at home with them. And I, as mothers, when you see, and they are my why, right? So when you see that they are happier, when your bosses are happy, you will be happier working as well, right? So they are happier and I'm happier. I am still trying to juggle my time because I am still working on multitasking. So it's getting better. I so-called like use pockets of my time to work on the business, and the only difference now is that instead now I'm able to manage my time better, and I I make it a point that I prioritize my new bosses first, my children first. So only when I have attended to them, then I use pockets of those times, like maybe when they are in school or when they are asleep, to work on the business. Yeah. So I am feeling better emotionally and mentally as well. Not like last time where I also have to deal with work and family, but I felt like I wasn't giving any part of it full and undivided attention. Now I can give better attention to my business and my children, and I don't feel like a candle burning on both ends anymore. I feel totally different because I can manage my time better now. And yeah, seeing that my children are happier, my bosses are happier, I also feel happier working for them. So everything feels uh, more fulfilling, I would say. So that's the biggest difference I feel. Even though I tell people that now the difference is that the tired, the tiredness, because I'm not really a working
Tiredness.
person. So the tiredness and the busyness is on a different level now that I'm a stay-home mom compared to when I am a working mom. But um, I am very happy to go through this or to still adjust. I'm still adjusting and adapting, and I am happy to be adjusting to this kind of new tiredness and busyness. It because the sense of fulfillment is different.
I'm sure the kind of like job satisfaction that you get there is actually
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
much different, right? I mean, at the corporate world, your boss could just pat your back, hey, good job, Jenny, good job, well done, well done. I know we receive good feedback for that. But sometimes it's really just seeing that smile from your kid. The kind of satisfaction is like boom, like like you suddenly just feel like everything is worth it. Everything like
Correct.
tired and not enough sleep, the sleepless night and everything just worth it. I spend all this money, I work so hard just to get you these things just really worth it.
Correct.
Last time I
Something
could
so simple like just a thank you, mommy. I think thank you, mommy is something that I've been hearing a lot ever since I became a stay-home mom. Like little things, and even at times when I feel like, oh, why are you thanking me again? It's nothing much, but something that is nothing much to us actually means a lot to them, because like to them, things like they didn't have this luxury of you picking them up from school, you sending lunch boxes to them in school, you preparing lunch for them, and you just being around for them when they need you. And to them, all these are things that make such a big difference to them, and they just keep thanking you, thank you, mommy, thank you, mommy. And when you hear that, you realize that, oh, actually, it really means a lot to them, even though we think that it's really nothing much on our end. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I am very inspired. I hope that by the time my boy know how to say thank you, I also can feel the same.
Yes. You definitely will. I was also one like you last time, where I was inspired by so many other business owners who are also mummies, holding on to a full-time job and then juggling the business as well. So they were also my inspiration. I was really very inspired to also do the same. And yeah, I did it. So in fact, I always tell people, we are all leveraging on the same business system. So the only variable is ourselves. If anybody else can do it using the same business system, you also can do it. It's just a matter of when you do it, because the only variable in this business is ourselves. How bad you want it.
Okay, so something for myself to take back before we end this session today. So my
嗯，
last question to you is 我自私一点，我为我自己问一个问题。So
不会
Jenny,
不会，
yeah, do you have any advice for me?
嗯
For someone who just started this embarking on this digital journey. So do you have any advice, like or the biggest advice for me to 鼓励我 to inspire me to give me a big push?
have. Okay, I would think that for someone who also started off the business like all of you did, I also had my fair share of like being new. I want to just encourage you and also all the other business owners out there who might be still new in their journey, or even people who are exploring if this digital business might be something they can actually consider to just do it, just keep moving. Yeah, just for me it was like everything that is new to us, be it a job or a new job or a new hobby that we pick up, the initial steps where we are trying to adapt or pick up the skill or getting used to the routine and all will always be a little hard at first, because we is something new to us and we is something we have to adapt and master. But you know, like how we adapt to every new job, pick up any new hobby, and we manage to adapt to it after a while, the same thing goes for this digital business. It's something new to me as well when I first started it. And then, of course, for something new, it is also something like how a job, when you start a new job, is new to you. It may be a little hard because it's unfamiliar at first. It's new things that you've got to get used to, you've got to pick up. But it will, the hard will become easy as long as you keep moving. Just keep moving, don't stop, because every little step forward is still a little step of progress. So as long as you don't stop, you keep moving, you will get to where you want to go to. Just like, you know, the tortoise and the hare. I think that is a very good story that I like to use on myself. You know, everybody has their pace in life, not just in doing business, but even in life. It doesn't matter how fast we go. It's not a matter of how going fast. It's a matter of going far. So I don't want to be those that, you know, try to chong, and then in the end chong until my whole head all baluku, and then I get injured, but I don't really get anything much in return. But you know, if I can go far, you know, at my pace, as long as I don't stop moving, as long as I put in small consistent steps every day, then I will get to where I want to go. And yeah, that was how I did it in during the last 2 years where I started the business, alongside my full-time job as well. It wasn't easy because it was something new, and you know, I'm not good with time management. I have problem multitasking. So it was something that's new, and then I had to adjust to juggling, you know, like my work, my business, my family, and then I had to use pockets of my time. It's a lot of conscious effort and discipline, but you know, as long as you just don't stop moving, every little step forward, you are progressing, you are moving towards where you want to be. So you will get there. Just don't stop moving. Just keep going.
How? Okay, thank you so much. I will. Yeah, which is really true because it's really like nan. I think that everything started off is not easy. Obviously, if it's easy, then everybody can be on it, right? And then it's like, you know, time and effort is always needed. That you
Yes.
do. So I appreciate your advice. I will tell you, I will hang in there and continue moving, don't stop.
Yeah, yo, you can do it also. If I can do it, you can do it too. That's what I tell people.
Yes, yes. I also hope that in one day I will be able to also say this sentence. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Yes, you can, you can. In fact, you know, you can already start telling people, because just by taking action to start this venture is already a step forward. So you already can tell people that, you know, I already took the step. And then if I can do it, you can do it too. You are working towards where you want to be, and you will get there.
Yeah, so it's always about taking that first step out, right? And then like, you know, taking the first step out of the comfort zone, and like, you know, trying out something new. Yeah, so that time I
Yes.
was also same lah, skeptical, and obviously my husband is not very supportive and like
Yeah, same here. I just did a post on that a few days ago only. But somehow I always say that, you know, thankfully also, even though at that point of time when it was so annoying to have a skeptical husband, some more skeptical, never mind, very sarcastic, always give me all the sarcastic comments and things like that. But unknowingly or somehow in a good way, it actually turned out to be another driving force, my
Yes.
冲力 to like 我更要成功给你看. Then
Prove you wrong.
I will make it. So maybe it could be because of my skeptical husband and his sarcastic comments that helped bring forward my retirement plan from 5 years to 2 years also, in a way I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
True.
So,
So correct. So that's
believe
also
how
one.
we
Yeah, it's also one of the pushing factor that I really want to prove him wrong. Like it's the ego in me.
yes, 我更要成功给你看. And then, yeah, so
Okay,
turn that into a driving force.
how I will do that. Okay, Ken, I think that thank you for really taking the time today to join
No
me in this session,
problem.
and really it's a really good chat with you, and also thank you very much for sharing. So
No problem. Thank you for
I'm
having
sure
me.
that yeah, no problem. I'm sure that for all the friends or audience out there who are watching the replay and all, I'm very sure that they will be very inspired like me as well after hearing what you have shared.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, so thank you everyone for watching. Until
Thank
next week
you.
on Midweek with Arjun. Thank you, Jalene.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Joan. Bye-bye.
Bye.